Thank you for joining me on Wilderness of the Monty. I'm at the Nevada Truckee at the McCarran Ranch trailhead. I have a couple of clips for this area already on my Rivers playlist. I was out here this morning to fish for my Patreon, Wilderness with the Monty Patreon. And I caught a really nice rainbow, man. And I got a smaller brown. It was really cold. And I was going to go home and go back to sleep. I had a really long day at work yesterday, but I figure I'll have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead. So today we're going fishing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hike up to that bridge in the middle between McCarran Ranch Trailhead and the East Mustang Bridge. There's the Mustang Bridge. There's a bridge, and it's the one where I caught that big 20-plus inch brown in my big trout and river cleanup clip that's on my Rivers playlist. And I want to go back up there because I've never fished it when the flow is this low. So I figure, why not just hard charge it the 2 miles up the river and give it a shot. See if I can't pull something out of there. Is it worth it? We'll see when I get there. This jig has been my go-to for the last 3 trips. And as you know, I've caught some nice fish on it. So let's keep this Roadrunner barbless jig going. There's these ponds that pull you way away from the river. Now I've fought through that brush and fished the river, and it's okay. So I'm going straight to the bridge, seeing if I can get something good there and wrap it. And if I can't, then I'll start dealing with deciding whether or not I want to fight through brush and battle through sticks, and we'll see. I said I was going to hard charge it to the bridge, but this looks really interesting. I wish I had my wader so I can get out a little farther, but I don't. But I can't walk past this. As the sun's behind my back, I gotta cast from way back here to keep my shadow from going on the water. And if I hook something, I'll figure it out. There's just so much sun behind me because of the early sun. But this water, ooh, that was a good hit right there, boy. This weird plant fiber in the water, and it bunches up on your line like cotton. And you can't get it off unless you retie or not. And it's interfering with casting, and it's an A1 pain in the neck. The pattern here is I'm trying to swim this thing between these rocks without getting snagged. And that's what I nailed that nice rainbow on this morning, and I got an additional brown. And a lot of times the fish will just be like in these little holes in between the rocks. And it's tough fishing, and you really got to angle it, but you can hit fish in these areas, and you can hit some nice ones because there's some deep holes out there. And if you can swim it past the right spot, they'll just seize it because it's more of a reflexive action than anything when they see that thing just swim out from behind a rock. So I'm gonna keep going. I went from hard charging straight to the bridge to I'm stopping at every fishable foot of water and trying to catch something. I'm not even messing around, man. I'm just going for it. Whatever looks good, I'm throwing my lure in. I'm throwing my jig. And I'm still working that same jig. I haven't lost it yet, but there's a lot of sticks in the water down here. I don't know if they're small fish. I've missed about 5 hits already. And I mean, they're tugging, but it's hard to tell. I saw one come up and hit it, and it was definitely small. And I'm just out of range of that water over there that I want to hit. But I don't know. It just seems like I'm just missing some hits. They're hitting. I'm getting hits. I'm just not closing the deal here. Not this time, buddy. This is a good fish. Oh, he came off. Darn it. Oh, darn it. Ah, that was a good fish. Could have been my shot today, man. That fish was good. Oh. I set the hook. He was fighting. I must have barely had him. That barbless hook, man. Oh. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Another one. It's not as big as the one I lost, but he's jumping. It's looks like a rainbow, but I'm not sure. It's a brown. Same spot. It's just not the big one, but it's a good one. It's a nice brown, beautiful fish. But so far, Wilderness with Amani Patreon, there he goes. Wilderness with Amani Patreon is beating Wilderness with Amani YouTube. But hey, I'll take that fish. I lost the bigger fish, but that was a decent fish. The water's really cold, and these fish are being aggressive, and they're just hitting. Got a lot of horses all around me right now. I'm sure they're cool. I'm hoping. I just don't want to get anywhere near them. I don't want to get kicked. They don't seem to care about me, and I don't care about them. I'm going on my own way. He's running. He's running. He's running. There he goes. Just gonna let these guys do whatever they're gonna do, and then I'm gonna walk through. I don't want to cut anybody off from anyone's like mate or anything weird like that. So I'll give them a nice wide berth. Hard time landing any fish in this stiller water, but I finally hooked one. I've seen a dozen fish at least swim up and miss my jig. But this is a good one. He nailed it. And I was just whipping it. This might be a rainbow, the way it's fighting so hard. I don't get a lot of fish in this slow stuff, so I've been jerking it. Oh, it's a brown. Got him. That's a better fish, but it doesn't beat the rainbow I got this morning. But I'm tight on the numbers, but that's a nice brown right there, and he nailed it, boy. Woo! And these fish, the water's really cold, and I'm seeing so many fish flash. And one fish, had a deep hole in front of me, and it came up and it was just circling, and I had nowhere to go, and I was just jigging the jig up and down, and it was swimming around it and swiping it. If it wanted it, it could have got it, but it wasn't taking it. But that fish fought hard. These fish are really fighting hard, man. So this is moving pretty good, even though it's featureless, but I just don't think I want to fight through those bushes, man. I've caught enough fish today where I'm gonna have to let you down and mail it in on that one. I'm gonna keep going. I've made it to the bridge. I'm gonna fish this side first and then go down and hit the other side. And it's better for the current over there, so I can climb down there. And we're gonna give this a good shot, and then I'm gonna call it a day. It's a pretty cool bridge. Sucked into a big one right at the head of the pool, man. I gotta get out of this fast water though. I threw it right up into the head of that pool, and I want to get him away. I want to get him away from this stick. Get out of the rocks. There goes my net. Oh. Okay, got my net. There's the brown. It's nice brown. That's why I go to the bridge. Come on, buddy. He nailed that jig. Woo! Come on. Keep that. He ain't ready yet. I got good deep water here. Got him. Oh yeah. Here he is in the net. That's a good sized brown right there. I'm gonna get my hand wet and I'm gonna hold him up. Hopefully he behaves. There it is. That's a nice brown trout right there. It's not my best for this spot, but it's a good fish. Woo! There he goes, back into the depths. And what I did is I casted it right in the head of the whitewater. And that's where I got that other big brown here. I threw it right in the head of the whitewater and bounced that jig right along the bottom. Deep as I could get it without getting snagged. And I lost my Roadrunner jig that I'd been using for 3 days. So I switched to this crappie jig, marabou jig. But I'm gonna make a couple casts. Man, that fish just made my day. That's gonna do it. I'm dead tired. After that 12-hour shift I worked yesterday, man. Hiking 2 miles to this bridge didn't seem like it might be worth it, but after I landed that brown, it was worth it. And for the first time, my YouTube effort beat the Patreon effort. So all is good in the universe. Everybody got some good stuff. If you want to see that rainbow I got this morning, just log on to Patreon, Patreon, and type in Wilderness with Amani. And it's a monthly subscription, anything you want to pay, $1 or more. So, man, I gotta get back out here with my waders on, you know, on a cooler day, so that I can range more of the river. Because I only got to fish about 60% of where I wanted to fish, because I just couldn't reach it, even with my 1/8 ounce jig. But, you know, I lost that jig. That jig lasted 3 days of fishing almost, and it caught a lot of fish. So I hope you enjoyed the browns today. You know, I got some good ones in the net, and that last one, right at the head of that water, and it's amazing how they can find it. And then right after I turned the camera off, I hooked into another heavy fish for just a moment. It went boom, and I could feel him, and then it came off. So, there's more fish, more work to be done. I'm hiking back out here. I hope you enjoyed this unplanned YouTube session for Wilderness with Amani. Until next time.